What's up, YouTube? Oni the Demon Slayer here. Have anybody seen that shit? I can't remember if it was IGN. Talking about celebs explain why D&D is so popular. Does anybody want celebrities to fucking tell you why Dungeons and Dragons, if you're a real Dungeons and Dragons player and you've played it a while, do you want fucking celebrities to be in on that shit? I mean, yeah, I guess it would make more people come to D&D, but it'd make a lot of just fucking idiots come into it. Because a lot of these people that hang on these celebrities' every word and like always want to jump in shit because it's popular, they're mostly fucking dumb people. They're idiot people. And they'll be out of it as quick as they get into it. Because I've seen some of these streams where these people that play D&D invite these celebrities into it. And I don't want to fucking watch fucking celebrities play Dungeons and Dragons. Fuck those people. They're only getting involved in it because it's getting popular and they're making money off of it. That's the only reason they ever get involved in gaming or nerds. Just like all these fucking titty streamers that play video games now. They only play them because it's popular and it's making them money, and they have to have their tits hanging halfway out before anybody will watch them. I hate when shit that I like gets popular because it fucking brings in some of the most awfulest, brain dead, stupid fucking people in the world. That's why I liked when gaming was niche. I like when everything's a niche thing because it brings, the cool people get into it when it's niche. When it gets popular, all the cool niche people leave it because there's too many idiots come into it. And it runs everybody else off that used to like to play it before it was cool and actually loved playing it. Because which you can still play it, just ignore all the dumbasses, but it still runs a lot of people off because they go, oh, you're associated with that? Ew. The only person that I believe like playing it, that's a celebrity, is Matthew Lillard. He's the only one I would believe, and maybe one other guy. Maybe like Patton Oswalt and people like that, like the kind of nerdy people that were nerds back, they were talking about being nerds back before it was cool to be a nerd. Those kind of people, like Brian Posehn, he was talking about it. I believe he's played D&D before. When he was a teenager, definitely he's played D&D before. You cannot look like Brian Posehn and not have played D&D before. That is a fucking sin against God and all that is holy. You can't be that nerdy looking and not have played D&D at least once in your life. I've played D&D like once, and there's only 3 people that wanted to play it. I couldn't never hardly find anybody that wanted to play it. And only one guy had some books, and we had to beg him to play because it was his books, and he said we could use his books, but we only had 2 people that wanted to play, and he was the only one that had experience about being a dungeon master, so he had to be done. No one wants to be the dungeon master either. Like, nobody wants to do it, because everybody wants to play, which I understand that. It's just like Vampire. I used to play Vampire a lot, and we had one guy that was a storyteller, which I think that's what you call them in Vampire and Werewolf and things like that. The storyteller. They don't call him a dungeon master. They call him the storyteller. Which they have to come up with the story and all that shit, which they have scenarios in the books like they do in D&D. They have adventures or scenarios you could play. But nobody wants to do that. They want to play like everybody else. And I even told them I'd take turns, like we could take turns being the dungeon master or being the storyteller when we played Vampire. But if somebody's not good at it, it sucks. Like the adventure sucks or the story sucks. And it's just not fun when you get a shitty dungeon master or a shitty storyteller. It's just not fun. But I don't know, I shouldn't care about it because I don't really play D&D really that much. I like the video games. I like Baldur's Gate and shit, and Planescape Torment. I like that one, and I like Icewind Dale. and things like that. But I've always liked D&D. I always wanted to play a lot of it, but never can find anybody that wants to play it. Cause it's really fun. It's supposed to be really fun when you have like quite a few people playing, like 5 or 6, maybe 6 or 7 people playing. That's normally when it's fun because you can do a lot more things when there's more people. You can even break people up into teams and have one team going one way and another team going somewhere else. And that's kind of cool because you can take breaks. You know, when it's their team's turn to play, y'all can take a break and go use the bathroom, get something to eat or whatever, and come back and see what's going on. And then you can also switch dungeon masters out when there's like more than one people. You can have 2 dungeon masters. You can have one for the one group and the other one for the other group. And you can kind of have the stories meet up in the middle. And that's kind of cool. But I don't know if anybody likes that, likes celebrities playing D&D, you know, write something in the comments. Let me know why you like that shit. I don't like it. I don't think a lot of people like it. I think a lot of people know they're just dick riding because it's popular. And these celebrities, Hollywood's dying because no one likes that shit. Everybody's realized that celebrities are full of shit. And I don't know why people have always hung on to these people, because I guess they think that they're like the characters they play or something, and they're not. A lot of them are stuck-up assholes, and they couldn't fucking make it in the real world if they fucking tried. That's why they're a fucking actor. And I know acting's tough, and getting into acting's a tough gig, but once you're in there, you're in there. Just like being in the music business. Once you get your foot in the door, you know a whole lot of people after you've been, after you've done an album, toured, you meet a lot of people. So even if your band does break up, you can normally always find some out-of-work musicians that want to be in a band, especially, metal or anything like that. You can find people once you've been touring before. You can find people. You can find session musicians that want to do a band. It should be easy to find. But the only thing is, are you talented enough to do another band by yourself and write the songs and all that shit? You could probably find a session musician that's talented enough to write songs, like write the music for you. But I don't know. It seems like if they were that talented, they would be, a touring musician, unless they just don't like touring. Which I guess that could always be the case. They don't like touring, so that's why they're a session musician. They can always be at home. But you can always find a touring, band too. It shouldn't be that hard to find somebody that wants to tour. But anyways, I don't know why I got off subject. I always get off subject. My mind wanders. But anyways, if you like celebrities playing D&D, let me know in the comments below. Like, sub, but make sure to like and subscribe. Or if you don't like the video, downvote it and tell me why you didn't like it. Alright, make sure to leave comments. Alright, peace out.